Hello and welcome to episode 29 of my playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker, and we're going to head back to the capital, but actually I've just brought up Rigonga now that we've crossed back into our territory. Just as a demonstration, this is what happens when you get a triumph in sorting out a problem. You might not necessarily get, 100 BP. This is a really impressive payout, this one, but you'll generally, if you exceed by a certain amount, so in this case we exceeded by 9. I think it's if you exceed by 8 you'll get a triumph, and that triumph will give you far more, or will give you more than you would get if you just got a regular success, which you only need to meet the DC, so we'd have needed a 14 to have a success. You can also get catastrophes if you fail by a really high amount as well. Yeah. Anyway, it's quite nice to get this, and I really wanted this 100 BP, so I was happy to reload a couple of times because we're going to spend that immediately, like a little windfall. Anyway, let's head back to the capital. We'll sell off all our stuff, which we picked up in the Goodrin River crossing. Anyway, we'll enter. And basically in this video, it's going to be quite a short video, because all I'm going to do is do this selling, do a couple of things in the capital, and move west to do one small region. And I've had to think about what the best way to manage time in this part of the game is, and I've basically worked out a route that should optimize our time use, meaning we have time for upgrading our advisors, and we have time to do the main event. Yeah. Anyway, just gonna head forward and do a little bit of buying and selling. We'll sell everything to Hassov as normal. Offer everything. We'll sell that half plate we don't need. We'll keep Arcane Protector. We'll keep that stuff. We'll probably end up selling this because we're not going to be doing any negative channeling. Anyway, and that's sold there, and that should be everything. We've got a few things to cash in as well, which will give us a bit more cash, which we'll do to the storyteller.
The dangers don't frighten me.
The dangers don't frighten me. And we need to pick up some supplies. I think we'll need 2 lots of supplies for this, so we can get round this loop. We're going to do the ruins loop, which is going to we're going to take Harim off where he wants to go for his quest. He came to see us and really wanted us to do this quest, and we're going to go ahead and do it. But we're going to dump as much weight as we possibly can, so that we are minimizing how much we're lugging around, because there we go, that'll do, so that we can move as fast as possible, because I don't really want to be medium encumbered. We will give him these various items: 200 gold, 300 gold, 1200 gold. We'll take it. Thank you, storyteller. And if we bring up the kingdom management, this is what I want to show, is that if we look at our stats, we're very close to economy ranking up, and we're very close to military ranking up. And so all I was going to do to ensure that these happen promptly, and having had a windfall of BP, we're going to build a wooden wall there. This is +1 military, and it will give us a bonus to stability from our watchtower as well, which is nice. Nice synergies there. And we're going to come up here, and we haven't got much built here, but the Bocken's Alchemist shop here, which isn't built yet, but if we look here, it'll get +1 economy when adjacent to a tavern or longhouse, and we're going to build a tavern which gives +1 economy anyway. So there we go. And this is, again, this is spending BP, which, you know, we might be better hanging on to, but I am now going to dump. There we go. Just so we're we've got more in the bank. And we're going to rest up, having cast all our spells basically in the last environment, and then we're going to head out to a ford across, not a ford across the river. Sorry, to encounter a little troubling situation west, and then we're going to head to the ruins, which Harrim wants us to go to. We'll keep things like this. So bear in mind that the next act, although it's sort of it's started because we claimed our barony, it hasn't, you know, kicked in, so to speak. So we've got this, you know, just a little bit more free time, and we can either sleep it away or we can go on one last loop, which is going to take us up here to the tower, and we're going to loop back around this way like that. We don't want to do this until we've activated the next part, because certain NPCs won't be there. What we want to do is visit the Overgrown Pool. And there's some meaningless combat here, which hopefully we'll just breeze through. So here we go. It's a tiny map, but it is a unique map, I believe. It's not actually a filler map. And over here, you see Gorax, and there's something going on. But just before we do that, we're going to come down here. There's a only that, and we've just got this dire wolf. This is only level 5, and a ferocious wolf, neither of which
I'll share my path.
is particularly dangerous. So we're just gonna initiate combat like that. There we go.
Serves you right.
And it's very much an auto attack, that battle. Yeah, so we'll click that, and there's a tree trunk here which hopefully will, yep. So yes, some nice gold. That's like 4 BP we can spend that on. So yeah, that's it. Grab I think it's a token of the Dryad, but yeah, here we go. So that is actually a bit more money. And let's save up. Let's
Anything is possible.
Bard song, and let's see whether we can pass some checks. So these, what we can see here is that these people over here, you know, are behind this guy. These two, there seems to be something wrong with them, and we've got some sort of fey creature down here. So these lumberjacks, you know, over here are menacing, and they're saying, "Let them go, you swamp freak. If you don't, I'll burn this rotten grove to the ground, on my word." So it seems that she's done something to these two here. And you're the freaks, and my name is Meliancy. Thank you very much. If you're keeping rude like this, I'll just drown these jumbos in the lake. Understand? Yeah, so, and then they notice us, and he's offering to hire us to fix this issue via force. And Lindsay's just got no idea. Okay, so we'll take the option to find out more about what's going on. What's going on here? So obviously they're loggers. You know, they were cutting down trees, and this fey creature has popped up saying, you know, no thanks, and has bewitched these two here. Stupid Jumbo, you're the ones who breed like rabbits, spreading into more and more space. We've lived here since forever. I've grown these trees for more than 100 years, known them down to the tiniest leaf, and then you throw out with your stupid axes to ruin everything. So there's lots and lots of checks in this conversation. But first of all, let's take the chaotic good option. Let them go. She says no. If I let them go, the whole lot of them will attack. If they want to go home to their stupid families, they're going to have to promise to steer clear of my grove first. So instead of solving by force, we're going to try and reason. Okay? And yeah, 3 different options. This, we can try and leverage Lindsay's knowledge world, but our closest option, our highest chance of success, which is about a 75% chance, is this diplomacy check here, to try and convince them that they shouldn't be quarreling with her. So let's have a go. And we failed. Nah, it's missed out on a bit of experience. They're not listening to us. And Lindsay's still chipping in. You don't understand what calamities you're calling upon yourself. With the full power of the Fey wizardry falls upon you, you'll remember this day. She's getting quite literary, isn't she? Yeah. Put that in your book, Lindsay. And yeah, so the Fey, of course, are known for their you know, disregard for, you know, life, but also their enjoyment of jokes, you know, and they're completely different, you know, because they can't die. Their approach to things is very different to how, you know, humans on Galarian would approach things. Like this Fey Nixie, I think, she wouldn't think twice about drowning these two because, you know, as someone who can't die, she doesn't really care, and she doesn't really think about life and death in the same way that they do. Anyway, woo! Right, let's go. So even though we failed the check, they will agree to go. So we're gonna say they'll leave this place in peace and never return. Please release the hostages. Oh, sure. And who's gonna bring back my trees then? They come here, smash everything in sight, and then they just leave. No deal. Fix what you broke, then maybe I'll let them go. So how are we supposed to restore a tree that's already been cut down? Yeah. So she's gonna tell us how to do it. She wants his magic feathers, basically. It's like, here's the fetch quest. So the feather tokens, you know, throw one on the ground, the tree will spring up. So we get a final option to try and get them to get Korax to agree to buy them himself. Otherwise, we'll have to go buy them. So let's see whether we can pass this. And that's a success. And see, that's quite a big chunk of XP. Yeah, roll the 20. Very nice. Yeah, have it your way. I'll send some of the boys to fetch those feathers of yours. I refuse to go back to talk to widows and orphans about how their dad or mum was drowned in a swamp by some blue-skinned tree hugger. Okay, so off they go. And we get the option just to attack, which would be a chaotic evil option, obviously. And we're just going to talk to... let's bring Lindsay a bit closer. Going to talk to Meliancy. Yeah. Alright, you big dunces, you may go. But bring me the feathers. No cheating. I used to think all you people were dumb and nasty. But you don't seem so bad. Let's be friends. And we can either kill her, leave, or try and kill her, leave. Or, you know, we can take another chaotic good choice, which is hug Meliancy. Of course we can be friends. And Alice, being a, you know, Fey bloodline sorceress, you know, has this affinity for the Fae anyway. So of course we're going to pick that top one, and we get a ring. It's very nice. Ew, what are you doing? Anyway, hold off that cuddly stuff. All right. So, and a little bit more experience. So this went almost as well as it could be. We failed that first choice, but that's okay. So make sure you don't get lost. You people never seem to watch where you put your foot. So what we get is this ring of protection +2. So that's our first ring of protection +2, and we can stick that on Valerie. And I believe everyone else has already got various rings. I sorted that out last time, so these are just either for sale or we can give them to another party member. And we're now pretty close to leveling up. Talk to Corax again, and we can say, I believe I was promised compensation for my efforts. A bit more experience, 400 gold. So yeah, it's all good, and hopefully they're going to go off and buy those feathers and replant those trees, and everyone's happy. Now, if you fail those checks, you need to find the feathers yourself, and that can take quite a while. It tells you where if you fail, it tells you need to go see this old witch, and hopefully when we encounter that area of the map, I'll remember to point out that that's where you need to buy the feathers to resolve that particular quest. But if you're in the habit of just reloading if you fail checks, then that shouldn't be an issue at all. Now, we're going to carry on west to go to these dwarven ruins, but I'm going to cut off the video before we start those ruins, because I've kind of worked out the timings that if we start the dwarven ruins, it might take as long as an hour to clear this rather large area. So I don't want to start it if I can't do it all in one video, and we'll see if we get ambushed on the way. That's a no. Okay, so it's a shorter video than normal, but I'm going to stop the video now, and I will see you in the next one.